Oh man, what did they put in the fish in that cranberry and tuna sandwich that I had last night? My goodness. I don't know what they put in it, but it definitely wasn't right. It 100% wasn't right. I had a dream last night about T.I. and Tiny. How did they were the furthest thing from my mind? Then, like, where in the world would they even fit in? Like, there was no mention of them at all throughout the day or nothing. And sure, right as rain, here they come in the dream. Now, I'm sitting there in the dream. I'm at my place that I always go, and I'll be playing the little slot machines and all that. So I'm doing that. And while I'm doing that, I'm sitting over there like, man, it ain't going too well. I'm like, all right, let me get up. So I get up to go, play another machine. So I'm sitting down, and the lady brings me my soup, and Tiny comes and sits on the machine. I'm like, that's Tiny, and then T.I.'s behind her. And he go out on the patio deck to like go smoke a cigarette or something. But he's out there on the patio deck. And I'm like, oh no. It just right there it hit me like, oh no, this ain't good. Like I already know this is bad. I don't like where this is going. Now I can get up and walk out, but we tough it out. So right away, Tiny hit. She hit for like 1,500 on the game. Like, woo, I hit. And I was like, all right, you Tiny didn't hit something. So I'm like, all right, you should cash out. And she was like, what's that? How I do that? How I get the money? So T.I. come in. What happened, baby? Look, I done hit. All right, cash out. Where the thing at? Where the cash out? I'm like, you gotta go right here. You gotta get out the games, and then you gotta cash out right there. Yeah, baby. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, yeah, you winning money already. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? And then he was looking at me. I'm like, yeah, that was a good hit. And I just didn't say nothing to him, and I just kept going because I didn't want to have no confrontation. I got up, and man, you look familiar. He like, I know you. I'm like, nah, we don't know each other. I'm like, I know who you are, though. He was like, oh, all right. So then he going over there because I wasn't giving him no type of like, man, you tip. So he goes on the phone behind me, and he calls up his buddy on the phone like, man, I think I found one of them dudes that be on the internet hating on me, man. I don't know. He said about 6 feet tall, about maybe 5'10". I'm gonna try to get a picture of him, and then you could check him out and tell me if this the guy. So he trying to take a picture of me, and I could see him in the reflection of him trying to take a picture of me. I'm like, dude, what you doing? He was like, man, I think you one of them dudes that be hating on me on the internet. I'm like, I don't like you if that's the if that's when you want to go with it, but no. And she, baby, now, baby, we don't need no trouble. We don't need no trouble now. He don't mean nothing by that. I'm like, oh, it's okay, princess. Man, did you just call my wife princess? You don't know her. You don't know me, man. Oh, no, nah. We gotta fight. I'm like, oh my God. She, no. Ain't nobody got to fight nobody. Now just get in the car. Get in the car. And so he don't want to get in the car. He want to fight me outside. I'm all game. So I'm like, all right. So we go outside, and then it turns into a high school hallway. I know this is the weirdest dream ever. But it turns into a high school hallway with all these high school kids watching us fight. And I'm like throwing him into the lockers, and he tried to charge me, and I flipped him, grabbed him by his leg, threw him. It just didn't make any sense because I couldn't even do that. Grab somebody by one leg and sling them down the hallway. I'm not that strong. I must admit, not that strong. So after this, he gets up. They break it up. Whoever these they is, I don't know who these people is. They come in there and break it up, and then he get on the phone, call my boys. Yeah, this ain't over. And so right away, Tanya, no, let's just get out here. You done made a fool of yourself in front of everybody. You know they're gonna put all this on the internet. This is gonna be. I don't care about none of that. Nobody do what he did to me. Nobody. So he all upset and he wants to go to war. I'm just like, hand on my face, can't believe it. That I am right in the thick. Like this dude wanna continuously go. So then he's like, yeah, tell him to bring my toys. Uh-huh. I'm gonna show him something. So I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? So what? You supposed to be this black right, civil right movement guy, then you want to go and try to get some toys to come and try to shoot a black guy? That's 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 hypocrisy. There's no room for that here. Why? You couldn't do it with your hands. Just take your L and go. You didn't have to take an L at all today. You could have just left. And now the bar turns into a Western saloon where the doors swing out. How? I have no idea. And then the guys over there sliding my drink down the doggone. And I'm like, did I leave the TV on last night? And it just the program went off in the middle of it because I had some wild dream. It turns into a Western saloon till y'all come walking back in there with two guns, talking about some, yeah, it ain't over. But I'm gonna give you a gun and I'm gonna have a gun. We're gonna go back outside. And then we're gonna do it my style. And she's like, no, Tiny. She's like, this is not gonna happen. If you gonna hurt him, you gotta hurt me. You gonna take this man's side over your husband? I'm like, you ain't been a good husband to her. Everything you did, and she was like, well, that's okay. I got it. And he's like, oh, you know what? You live with him then. Y'all pay the bills. You and him. You and the new man. There you go. No. Give me my gun back. Give me my gun. No. We ain't finna go outside. No. I'm going home. That's it. I'm going home. I got my own house. That's my house. I paid for it. I made that money. That's my money. But you gonna have to move because you ain't moving him into my mansion. I bought that mansion. So it ended like that because it turned into a whole nother dream where that didn't make any sense. I still can't put that together and process that. But I had to get this out before I forget it. You know, you forget your dreams. Over time, they just fade away. This would be one of those. But it was quite interesting, so I wanted to make sure I get it all out right now. First thing cracking the water while it's fresh on my head. But it is the craziest dream I've ever had. I mean, involving, like, I wish you could just see how things was transforming and just didn't make sense. It was like cut scenes to a movie. But no one asked questions. But next thing you know, we in a high school hallway, a saloon. We was just in the sidebar, and like none of this has affected anybody. Like it wasn't unnormal, anything. Oh man, crazy, crazy, crazy. I gotta look at what I ate, everything yesterday. That is weird. Anyway, if you like it, hit the like button, man. I appreciate it. You want to support the page? My cash app is Ceno. You know that. But man, what a crazy, crazy day. man, uh, yeah, I'm finna put the Patreon stuff up today. We're gonna get that rolling. So I'm out.